Millions of Americans are walking away from $85,000 pickup trucks, and it isn't hard to understand why. Between skyrocketing prices, rising interest rates, expensive repairs, and trucks that many owners say aren't as reliable as they used to be, more buyers are starting to question whether a new pickup is really worth the cost. I've been seeing this conversation everywhere lately, so I put together some of the most interesting clips to show why so many truck owners and potential buyers are reaching the same conclusion. Before we continue, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We upload new automotive content every day, so if you enjoy videos like this, you're in the right place. But with that being said, let's get back into the video.
I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Chevy do better. This truck has 600 miles on it. Judging by looking underneath here, you would think it has 200,000. Wow. 600 miles on this 2500 ZR2. And half the truck's rusted. Take it and drive it, it should be fine. We've had this truck in the shop twice in the last 2 weeks driving courtesy vehicles. No, it's fine, just take it home. You're good. You're good. It's nothing. May a long weekend, trying to take the kids on a trip. This is what you get when you buy a Chevy.
We got a new Yukon Denali that blew out the front end, so that's getting towed. And as we're watching that, look over here into the parking lot. The new Ram over there, and it's puking coolant everywhere. So that one will be next. That one will be next on the tow truck right away here.
Weird.
Hey, so what the hell happened to American pickup trucks? We have gotten so far away from the roots of what these vehicles were supposed to be, and so many people who buy them now don't even need one. Older trucks were able to lift huge loads without a ton of extra bulk, and they were lowered to the ground, so loading them and unloading them was easier. Newer trucks have gotten so tall that it's actually gotten harder to load and use them as a pickup truck. And the craziest part is they were perfectly good trucks while still being smaller and having great visibility, compared to current trucks that are massive and have terrible blind spots that make them way more dangerous to pedestrians and people on bicycles and other drivers. Like, they were just as good as trucks, but they were smaller, cheaper, better looking, more reliable, cheaper to maintain and insure. So now, even for the same models, you're paying like twice as much for a truck that's just bigger, but not necessarily better, and way more expensive to fix when it breaks. So for like a Tacoma, you're paying 15, 20,000 more than you did in the past, but at least it has like ventilated seats or something like that. I talk about wanting smaller trucks on this channel all the time, but we also need trucks that are just cheaper and easier to fix. Like, you shouldn't have to pay 40 grand to get into the most basic mid-sized truck.
The MSRP is almost $26,000. It's got less than 2,000 miles on it, and we discovered a coolant leak. We got out of the truck, you could smell coolant. I'm currently on hold with the dealer, and they're telling me that typically under Dodge's warranty, they don't provide a rent-a-car. So keep that in mind.
Why GMC and Chevy trucks suck. It's a known fact that they're basically the same truck sold with different cosmetics and different badges, but let's talk specifically why these trucks are bad and why you should avoid them at all costs. Number one, 8-speed transmission issues. There have been so many problems with the automaker's 8-speed transmission that a class action lawsuit was filed in 2019. But as of 2023, the issue is yet to be resolved. Number two, valve lifters. The components found in GMC's small block V8s are made of inferior materials. Valve lifter issues have plagued consumers for years, and there is no apparent solution in sight. Number three, there is significant evidence to support the fact that driving a GMC or Chevy truck will shrink the size of your testicles.
Whenever you make a video complaining about modern pickup sizes, the first argument you get is, oh, people need trucks that big for work. They need it to haul tools. They need it to haul lumber. And we know that's not true because this tiny truck, I think, has a bigger bed than that giant one. But also, we don't talk about how this awful trend in pickup trucks is really screwing over the people that do actually use their trucks for work. I have a friend that works in construction, and he drives a early 2000s Ranger. It's about this size, and it's the perfect size for him. It's not awful on gas. It's definitely big enough to haul stuff, and it's perfect. But these turn-of-the-century Rangers and Tacomas aren't going to keep running forever. And when his truck eventually dies, if he wants another truck to actually do his job, he's going to be forced to pay 3 times the price for a truck that's 3 times the size and just way too big to be practical. And as these huge 2019 trucks start replacing the small ones in the used market, you're just kind of forcing all of these people that do need a truck to pay up. And it's all because some insecure dudes in the suburbs need a $50,000 statement piece for their driveway.
Little piece of advice here for anyone looking to get their first truck, anyone looking to start building their first truck. Whatever you do, don't get a 2019 or newer Chevy Silverado or a GMC Sierra. Any GMC Chevy 2019 or newer, it's dog shit, especially because the transmissions. See here, my truck, 63,000 miles. Nothing. 63,000 miles. And the transmission is about to blow. And don't say, oh, it's because I put fucking 37s on your shit. It was already about to blow before I put 37s on it. It's fucking, what a piece of shit. Great looking truck, but man, fuck, dude. And my best friend at school's got the same truck. Same amount of miles, 63,000 miles. His transmission just blew as well. So it's a very common issue. Get a fucking Ford. Don't get a Dodge.
Can you imagine spending $85,000 for a pickup truck? More importantly, an F-150. This thing doesn't even have a V8. This is a V6 hybrid system. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? Oh, why is there 2? Oh, nice. You have to have 2 reservoirs for the coolant. One for the batteries, one for the engine. That's not going to go wrong. And this is a Platinum, and basically everything on the door panel, plastic, 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 suede, leather. It's like, how cheap can you make this truck? You're charging $85,000. Plastic is unfinished. Look at that. Nice little ridge there. That's some great build quality right there. If you were to spend $85,000 on a pickup truck, I probably wouldn't buy a Ford. Dare I say you go look at a Dodge? Those Dodge Limited interiors look really good. I mean, that screen is tiny for what this thing is. I might just buy a Dodge instead of this. Yikes.
I usually try not to do this, but my take on the new Chevrolet truck, Silverados. Thumbs down big time. 2020 Silverado. First off, these new LS motors, if you get 60, 70,000 miles without eating up a lifter or a cam lobe and all, congratulations, you made it past more than most of them do. Then, come on guys, no belt tensioners, stretch belts. Stretch belts on everything. You have a belt brake sitting on the side of the road, traffic whizzing by, and you've got no tools. Whereas a regular used to, you just had a regular ratchet, you could hold the tensioner, slide the belt on. Yeah. Now you got to have a special tool. Well, you know, supposedly have to have a special tool to even get the stretch belts on. And yeah, water pump. How can I even explain this? Water pump is made now. The brackets and all are made for water pump for the alternator. And of course you got one bolt there that, yeah, won't even come past the fan. So you got to take that all out one assembly. bracket also is part of the AC compressor. Hooks onto the AC compressor. There's a stud right down there. Let me get the light in here. Little stud right there runs through the compressor and then through the water pump assembly. Yeah, brilliant design engineers. Somebody's been in here before. That nut, there's supposed to be a nut on the outside of that. That's not on there, so I'm going to have to get a nut for that. I got to pull that stud out and then try and wiggle the compressor off to get the friggin' water pump off. You want college education for free, and this is all the education you get? Come on, guys. A monkey could design better than this. You guys are killing me.
There was a time when pickup trucks were built with one goal in mind: getting the job done. They were simple, dependable, relatively affordable, and easy to work on. You didn't need dozens of computers, giant touchscreens, or luxury features just to haul a trailer or drive to work. But somewhere along the way, the industry took a different path. Today's pickup trucks have become bigger, heavier, and far more expensive than many buyers ever wanted. What used to be a practical work truck can now cost well over $85,000, and despite the higher price tag, many owners feel like quality hasn't improved in the same way. Instead, trucks are packed with complicated electronics, software-controlled systems, and features that make even basic repairs more expensive than they used to be. For many people, it's not just about the price. They simply don't like how large modern trucks have become. Older pickups were easier to park, easier to see out of, and felt like they were designed for real-world use. New trucks may have more technology and horsepower, but many buyers believe they've lost the practicality that made pickups so popular in the first place. That's why so many Americans are holding on to their older trucks instead of buying new ones. They'd rather drive something that's proven to be reliable, easier to maintain, and doesn't require a trip to the dealership every time a warning light comes on. For a growing number of truck owners, it feels like manufacturers stopped building trucks for everyday drivers and started building luxury vehicles that just happen to have a truck bed.